What is cybersecurity, and how does it protect you? Cybersecurity is the front line of defense against attacks on computers, servers, mobile devices, electronic systems, and networks. Attacks come through the internet. Cybercrimes are perpetrated by criminals who target individuals or networks for financial gain or to cause service disruption. Cyberterrorism is another type of attack. It's where technology is used to inflict real-world damage or cause critical disruption to infrastructure. If you go online using any electronic device, you are susceptible to cyber attacks and need some form of cybersecurity. How do cybercriminals and hackers launch cyber attacks? A common threat is malware, or malicious software. Malware comes in various forms. A virus infects files with malicious code. A Trojan causes damage or collects data. Spyware records a user's activities, which means it can capture credit card details. Ransomware locks files and data. Cybercriminals threaten to erase them unless a ransom is paid. Adware spreads malicious code through tempting advertisements. Botnets are networks of computers infected with malware. They enable cybercriminals to perform tasks online without the user's permission. Other cyber attacks come in the form of phishing. This is an email or message that requests personal information, such as passwords or credit card numbers. SQL injection inserts malicious code into a database. SQL injection inserts malicious code into a database. This gives hackers access to sensitive information. Man-in-the-middle attack is where a cybercriminal intercepts communication between two users in order to steal data. Denial of service attack is where a network or server is overwhelmed with traffic, preventing the system from performing its regular functions. While those affected the most from cyber attacks are retailers and medical providers, public services, individuals are still at risk. And it only takes one person to accidentally download malware onto their company's network by not adhering to simple security practices. How can you protect yourself and your employer from cyber threats? Updating the operating systems and software on your devices. This gives you security patches to fight off the latest cyber threats and bugs. To protect yourself, check out Kaspersky's products. Links in descriptions. Create strong passwords. These should be 16 characters long and include upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters. Delete emails with attachments or links from unknown senders or websites. This is a common way for malware to infect your device. Never use unsecured public Wi-Fi. Use a VPN instead, such as Kaspersky Secure Connection. Follow all internet security procedures as set down by your employer's IT department. If you have any concerns, contact them immediately. Kaspersky's cybersecurity training shows employees how security threats affect them and how to apply best practice advice.
Cyberto, the notorious cybercriminal, is reminiscing about all his past schemes. He hasn't heard from Josie in a while, but she's only a web search away. Ha! I knew Josie wouldn't be so foolish as to have her social media accounts entirely public for anyone to— Wait! What's he doing now? Cyberto has created a fake profile of a dashing young heartthrob in an attempt to befriend Josie on her account. I just really hope she doesn't accept the request. Oh, Josie, you should only accept people that you are sure you know. Well, maybe Josie is still cautious with what she shares on there regardless. Wow, that is one rant and a half. Josie sure isn't a fan of the new payroll software from her HR manager Pam. However, regardless of her frustration, this for sure isn't something that should be shared on social media, as well as other information regarding your workplace that isn't already public would be. Cyberto's cunning mind has concocted a plan. With the knowledge of the new payroll software, he creates a phishing email posing as that software, and is about to send it to the HR manager Pam. Pam is led to believe that payments aren't going through, and that the only way to resolve the issue is to follow a link and enter her login credentials. Of course, the link wasn't legitimate though, and now Cyberto is informed on Pam's login details and can freely sign in to the payroll software and transfer company money to his greedy pockets. You really are a nasty piece of work, aren't you? Restrict your privacy settings on social media. Don't accept friend requests from people you don't know. Avoid sharing any information about your company or work that is not already public. Bring up any complaints internally instead of posting about them online. This is a cybercriminal, a nasty piece of work. He is currently trying to hack into an unsuspecting social media manager's accounts for sensitive information. He is Cyberto. However, it doesn't take an evil genius to figure out that there are some passwords that are highly predictable and unfortunately common. ABC123, QWERTY, Password1, and many others are examples of this. He frantically attempts each one of them, one after another, into Josie's password field for her email. Aha! Looks like you may have underestimated Josie there, Cyberto. Her account remains secure. Unless, of course, she has left an alternate way of guessing her password on her public social media. Oh no! Josie's publicly shared obsession for this pop star is an easy assumption for what she might use as her password, that anyone after a simple Google search of her name can see. Oh, and now he's in. Oh goodness, look at all that data that he's managed to come across. The file names to those attachments. Could you sound more juicy? At the click of a button, these are downloaded and company data has been compromised. Being the social media manager, Josie runs other social media accounts for the company. Let's hope she hasn't used the same password for them. Looks like she did. So how could Josie have been more secure when creating her accounts? As opposed to birthdays, pets, interests, etc., it's better to have a password that isn't directly linked to publicly obtainable information about yourself. This time, Josie comes up with 3 random words: Blue ampersand Kentucky 48. Ah, now that's a strong password. Just avoid writing them down and displaying them. Let's see Cyberto try to guess that now. Though he's clearly struggling a lot more than before, it's not impossible for it to come by pure chance. See? Luckily though, Josie also has two-factor authentication turned on. This means that instead of letting Cyberto get into her emails, the email service asks for a code from an authenticator app to confirm her identity. She should take this opportunity to change her password. Filed again, Cyberto. Never use generic passwords like ABC123 or Password1. Don't use any personal information like birthdays or pet names in passwords. Avoid writing down passwords or sharing them between colleagues. Turn on two-factor authentication. The airport, a place where people often carelessly send data to their family and friends through an open Wi-Fi network. Due to the ease of anyone who's also connected to the network accessing this data, places such as these are a haven for greedy cybercriminals. Ah, speaking of which, off Cyberto goes, gathering all the data he can muster. I'm just praying nothing of any importance is being shared. Oh, it seems as though all that he is getting is cat photos and other trivial information, whilst obviously adorable. Aww. What is Cyberto meant to do with all this, aside from make cute cat compilations? Oh look, our old pal Liam is also here too. Oh dear, looks like he is sharing some confidential files using the insecure network to his colleagues whilst working remotely. Cyberto notices this, and without hesitation, proceeds to attempt to steal it for himself. No, Cyberto, please don't! Information such as this could be really detrimental to his company if it falls into the wrong Wait, what's all this waffle? Ah yes, Liam, my man! Using a virtual private network, or VPN for short, to scramble and encrypt data he sends or receives from his device by creating a secure channel through the internet between his device and the office network, thus making it safe to access the company network and sensitive data from outside the office network. Very smart as usual. That's right, Cyberto, off you pop! VPNs protect your connection from outside monitoring and interference. Enable your VPN whenever you connect to sensitive data from outside the company network. Turn on the kill switch to ensure that if your VPN connection drops, no data is sent from your device. Only use a VPN approved by your IT department, as cybercriminals can create fake VPNs that will steal your data instead of protecting it. Looks like our friend Rob is having yet another stressful day at the office. Creating spreadsheets was never his strong point. He eventually decides to instead scour the internet for some spreadsheet templates to use. Now let's see. Does this site look trustworthy? Oh, I guess you're just jumping right in and downloading from this site then. Oh no, what on earth is happening to your computer, Rob? It seems as though your hasty impulse download has caused your computer to become infected with malware. I know of a certain moustached fellow that will find this outcome most delightful. Well, what did Rob miss? For one, the URL bar at the top of the page lacked a lock symbol, which is a very important indicator that the connection is not secure and could be intercepted by an attacker. Furthermore, he should have ensured that he is clicking an actual download button on the website rather than an ad that misleads visitors by posing as a download button. Finally, it never hurts to closely observe the domain name of the website to ensure that it is a legitimate website, rather than a fake one with a similar domain with some pesky letters missing or added. Now that Rob is calmer, I'm sure he can look elsewhere to find the spreadsheet he so desperately desires. Check that you're really on the website you think you're on by inspecting the domain or using a search engine to find the legitimate version of the site. Ensure that there is a lock bar in the URL bar at the top of your browser to make sure your connection has not been intercepted. Make sure that you're clicking actual download buttons rather than ads. Don't download anything or enter your credentials unless you're completely sure that the site is legitimate. And Friday is Rob's favourite day of the week. Well, usually it is. It'll take him hours to get through all those blasted emails. Problem. Couldn't just one email be about something else? Wait, what's this? Miracle hair growth cream? Have Rob's dreams finally come true? All Rob needs to do is follow the link and give up all his personal information and a little selfie inside the office. Ah, not quite quick enough, my poor chap. A full head of hair eludes you once again. Well, it's time for home now. Rob may not have won, but at least he doesn't have anything to worry about for Monday morning. Rob is ready to take on another week of work. Josie doesn't look quite so happy though. What's this? A data breach? Someone gave up all their personal information to a cybercriminal? Surely it couldn't have been from a miracle hair growth quiz? Oh dear. Let's rewind a bit and see what went wrong. Rob received an unexpected email but didn't stop to think. The email wasn't from a misunderstood genius behind a miracle cream at all, but from a cybercriminal. a criminal that sends out fake emails to try and fish for credentials or private information. This is called phishing. The information can then be used to impersonate you, access private data, or send out further phishing emails to your colleagues. But how could Rob have known it was a phishing email? Let's take a closer look. Any unexpected email you receive should be analyzed with caution. Check the domain name of the email to see if it looks like the email is from a legitimate source. Look out for mistakes or misspelling in the email, a rare occurrence in emails from legitimate companies. It's not looking good, is it, Rob? Anytime you are asked to give up personal details, exercise a high level of caution. Think about whether you trust who you are giving this information to. If an email claims to be very urgent or important, you should take a step back and consider whether it is trying to get you to overlook your normal good judgment. And if you're ever not completely sure if an email is legitimate, it never hurts to double check with the IT department. They'll be there to help you whenever you need them. Phishing emails are fake emails created by cybercriminals that are disguised as legitimate communications from real people or companies. Cybercriminals send out phishing emails in an attempt to make you hand over private information or credentials. Falling for a phishing email could give a cybercriminal access to your company's data, systems, or network. An illegitimate domain name and incorrect spelling are some of the common telling signs of phishing emails. Most importantly, you should think twice whenever an email tries to create a sense of urgency or asks you to hand over any information, usernames, or passwords. Though you may feel like it's an exciting and somewhat relaxing opportunity to work at home, it is important to not carelessly let your security awareness down. Take our old pal Rob here, for example. He is soundly working away on some invoices as usual, just as if he was in the office. Wow, Rob, that's a lot of sensitive information you are downloading. I hope it's safely secure on your home computer. Cyberto? All the invoices Rob has downloaded from home? But how? Let's rewind all this mess. The cause of downloaded files being sent directly to Cyberto is likely due to malware being installed on Rob's computer. Normally, the IT team would ensure the security of devices when he's working on the ones from the office, but certainly not his own. So Rob, it looks like you need to take some more responsibility over security, I'm afraid. To better prevent this, you should download and install an operating system update as soon as you are notified about it. There we go. Oh, and always ensure your antivirus software is up to date and running on your computer. Executing these steps will often help patch any recently discovered security issues related to your devices. Before we crack on with those invoices though, is your Wi-Fi network password protected and therefore safe from others freely connecting by any chance? Ah, indeed it is. Let's see that Cyberto fella try and gather your precious data now. You need to be more proactive about security when working from home, as it is harder for your IT support team to ensure security of devices, data, and your network. Download and install operating system updates as soon as they are available. Ensure your antivirus software is up to date and enabled. Protect your home Wi-Fi network and router with strong passwords.